Line drive to right.
Takes a three.
Touchdown 49ers. Hurry!
Larry Krueger here on KMBR.com with our walk up to the NFL draft. And of course, this week, the NFL Draft Combine getting rolling in Indianapolis. One guy that the 49ers will absolutely show interest in, Ronnie Stanley. There was a lot of talk about Ronnie Stanley, rumors that came out that he has since denied and his agent has denied, that he lacks motivation and that he was not necessarily the hardest working guy in South Bend. So they're going to ask him questions about what's his makeup and what, try to figure out where he's coming from and get an idea if that was a false report, or if they also sense that he doesn't have necessarily the fire of a pro player. And I'll throw one more guy in there, or two more guys that I think are going to be interesting, and they're both tied to Ohio State. One is the current Ohio State running back, Ezekiel Elliott, who is far and away the number one running back in the draft, 6 feet, 225. Now, if he goes to Indy this week and works out tremendously, I think you're talking about a top 10 pick. And I know running backs are devalued in today's NFL, but if this guy works out tremendously well and runs a great 40 time, he's got such tremendous makeup. A lot of people compare him to Emmitt Smith, who was really the heart and soul of the early 90s Dallas Cowboys that won 3 Super Bowls. If scouts believe that he's the next Emmitt, that he's going to be a Hall of Fame back, he might be a top 10 pick. And the 49ers may have interest in him at number 7. The other guy who's a little bit of, they're in a fact-finding mission is Noah Spence, the former Ohio State Buckeye who played for a small school. He had to transfer because of problems he got into off the field. Spence is far and away the number one pass rusher. He went to Mobile and really showed that he is the number one outside pass rusher in this draft. 49ers are in desperate need of an outside pass rusher. 7 might be a little high for them to take Spence. But they will interview him, and they will ask him a lot of tough questions, as will a number of other teams around the league. And if they get the answers they want, Noah Spence could be there right around 7, 8, 9 when the 49ers will be selecting. So I think that gives you kind of a thumbnail sketch on who they're looking at this week. Jared Goff, Miles Jack, Laquan Treadwell, Ronnie Stanley, Carson Wentz, Ezekiel Elliott, and Noah Spence. And they may go in a different direction. They may trade back. Who knows? They could trade out of round 1. But I think those are the guys that Trent Baalke and his staff will head to Indianapolis intent to get answers about. All right, that does it for today. Make sure you go to KMBR.com. Check out the KMBR.com exclusives page. As we get you ready for the NFL Draft, which is in April, we'll have a bunch of stuff on KMBR.com, including after the Combine. We'll do a whole breakdown on who did well, who made themselves money, who may have cost themselves money. It should be a very interesting week as we get you ready for the NFL Draft.